You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?
Yo, welcome back. Episode 26 of BG, What We Talking About. I told you I was back giving y'all episode a week every week, and I had to bring back my favorite. I repeat, my favorite person to debate with, because he always going to take the opposite. There's a few things we agree on, but most of the time we disagree. So get ready for some hot debates. Before we get into the NBA, we just got done watching Steph and them going to Game 7, but we ain't gonna start with the NBA. We ain't gonna start with the NBA, but we just got done watching the game. We'll get Game 7 on Monday, because today's Saturday, today's Friday, so we'll get Game 7 on Sunday. Game 7 on Sunday for the Warriors. Yeah, it should be. It should be. But before we get to the NBA, I just wanted to clear up something real quick, man. For the first time, I posted some shit on TikTok and Instagram, and it got a crazy amount of views and comments, and it was about the prank on Shedeur Sanders during the draft. Man, a lot of people took the side of, well, it happened to a bunch of people. It happens all the time. It happens every year. Why all of a sudden do y'all care? Well, it wasn't on the front page of ESPN every time it happened for everybody else. It wasn't top news every time it happened to somebody else. So that's why it was only brought up when Shedeur came up. Anybody that does that to any player is lame to me. But I think the biggest part of the story is defensive coordinator for the Falcons, Jeff Ulbrich. It came out that it was his son, and the Falcons were fined 250 racks, and he was signed to 100 racks. Do you think it was warranted? Too much or not enough?
I think it was enough. You got to send a message that, that's not cool. You can't continue to do that type of thing if you anybody's son. So hey, this happened this is the first time that someone's son, a coach's son, happened. So hey, let's go and send a message that we're not going to continue to do this.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's a bigger issue. Because if your son can see your iPad and get every draftee phone number, what else do your son got access to on that iPad?
Right.
You could be compromising the team, and especially because it don't make it no better because it was somebody in the division pretending to be somebody in the division. So now Saints fans got to beef with the Falcons even more because now y'all acting like y'all one of us and making us look like we made the prank call. Well, in actuality, it was a quote unquote Falcons fan, or somebody connected to the Falcons and not the Saints. So I just wanted to clear that up before we talked about basketball, man. A lot of people was up in arms like, oh, y'all only care because it's Deion. He's so privileged. Why y'all care so much? It was corny no matter what. I just wanted to be clear about that. If it happened to the lowest rated person in the draft or the highest rated person in the draft, it was corny no matter how you slice it.
So people really defended that?
Go on my TikTok. Oh my goodness. Everybody said, oh no. Why are you whining about that? It happens all the time. They start bringing up all the players that it happened to in the past. And I was like, well, my exact reply, I'm sorry, I didn't know about those players. That was corny when it happened to them too. I'm only reporting on what ESPN throws in my face. They didn't throw in my face last year that it happened to Cooper DeJean. They didn't throw that in my face. So I couldn't tell you that it happened to Cooper DeJean. I only can tell you what I see on TV. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, a lot of people was defending that shit. A lot of people was defending it, man. I was surprised. But it got a lot of positive love too. But man, off the football, man. It's not football season. Draft was amazing. I talked about that last week, man. Let's jump right into the playoffs. You want to do the East or the West first? What you want first?
It's up to you. We'll go East.
I think we should go East first as well because the East is actually, I hate to say this because they're all professionals, but the East isn't as competitive as well as the East is already done with the first round. Completely done with the first round. So starting off, we had the 1 seed. They made quick work of the Heat. And a lot of people are saying this is why they don't like the play-in. Because a team like Miami, who was the 10th seed, who just so happened to get hot in the play-in, they didn't belong in that playoffs, and it showed. That closeout game, what they lost by like 50?
Damn near.
That shit was nasty, dog. That shit was nasty. And don't get me wrong, Cleveland's been the best team in the East all year, but I don't think it was this clear cut. It showed that, man, Miami just probably didn't belong in the playoffs.
So, I mean, yeah, but I think any bottom team, 7, 8, 9, and 10, it would have been the same outcome. At the end of the day, I think the East is just weak. It has been weak here for about 10, 20 years now. It's top heavy. Those 1, 2, and 3 seeds are going to dominate the bottom.
Would you say the East was weak during LeBron's second Cavs stint? Would you give it an overall weak? You had the Paul George Indiana team. You still had Wade down there in Miami, but pretty washed.
Yes.
Yeah. I wasn't saying, look, it wasn't a regular Wade. Who else was in the East? Toronto.
Toronto was probably the number one team outside of Cavs.
Milwaukee was slowly coming up. But the Celtics was always legit. Because think about it.
Was it the Isaiah Thomas Celtics?
Isaiah Thomas Celtics and going into the Tatum Celtics. You think about it, the Celtics ain't never not been a top 4 team in the East in the last 10, 15 years, I don't think. So, yes, it is weaker. I will admit it is weaker. But damn, man, I didn't expect the Heat to get smoked like that. Like I said, that closing game, they lost 138-83. In the playoffs, on their home court, 138-83 at home in the playoffs is nasty. I don't think we need to touch on this series much more. Cleveland should be well rested, and they well rested for a team that even though they made quick work of Milwaukee, that series was good. Milwaukee, Indiana. What you thought about that series, man?
It kind of opened my eyes to Indiana. I thought it was going to be. I would have picked Indiana, but I thought it was going to be tougher than it was. So it's like, all right, cool. These guys are, playing better team ball than I thought they could. Do I think they can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals? Nah.
And I tend to lean that way too, but then I say to myself, why not? Like, I'm not saying that they should beat the Cavs, but I don't know if the Cavs is just flat out that much better than them. I don't know if they that much better. Let me see the regular season series. So the regular season series, Pacers won game 1, Cavs won game 2, Pacers won game 3. So they won the season series 3-1. The Pacers did. And I don't think the Pacers are world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. But dog, they score a lot and they can defend. I think that series is going to be a little bit better than I thought, but I don't want to jump into that series yet. I want to talk about Milwaukee real quick before we jump into what Indiana has next, man. That Indiana-Milwaukee series has been going. I feel like I said it last episode. I feel like it's been going on for 2 seasons. They beat them so many times last year because they beat them 4 times in the regular season for their regular season. They beat them in the play-in tournament. They beat them in the play-in tournament playoff, and they beat them in the playoffs. And then they faced them again this year and beat them 4-1. The Pacers just are Milwaukee's kryptonite. It's crazy how they just can't beat that team. And I want to give kudos to Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton, 1 week off of finding out that his peers think he's the most overrated player in the league, for him to take out an MVP candidate in Giannis, albeit he didn't have his full display of players with Dame being in and out of the lineup. But Halliburton has something to say, man. Halliburton has something to say. Y'all said I'm the most overrated? Well, why am I beating somebody that's finishing in the top 3 in MVP vote?
I think Indiana's playing good. It's been a little overrated because Miami's hurt, names hurt. The team ain't nothing like it was since that championship run, and kind of they beating up on Milwaukee at the time. Not Miami, but Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
I think once they run into a real team, actually, they'll probably like Cleveland. I don't want to get into it yet, but I would bet 4-1 Cleveland. Like Milwaukee's a bad team, man. Like at the end of the day,
That's
if they went into the West, I think anybody in the West would beat them.
I got one friend
Anybody.
I got a homeboy that's a Bucks fan. My dog Mello, dog. Shout out my dog Mello. He's one of the few people that's 100% real about the Bucks. He like, dog. He tell you their weaknesses. We ain't got it. He was mad when they signed Doc. As much as I tried to tell people Doc was gonna be trash, he was like, no, I know. He was like, I know. He wanted to trade. He wanted to trade Dame, and now that Dame's hurt, it's looking weird. So a lot of the rumblings is going around that Giannis might be moving on. Do you think we've seen Giannis last game in Milwaukee?
I hope so.
Oh,
I hope so. Small market. They're not getting nobody else. Like, why stay? What's the incentive of staying in Milwaukee?
now I agree with that. That sentiment I agree with. I told my boy, I said it's weird because next year is a wash. You can't trade Dame, and Dame's not coming back until it's too late. So if I'm Giannis, am I wasting one of my prime years to quote unquote rebuild? I don't know. I want him to stay. I think Giannis being loyal. If he did leave, he would be the first Euro to do so. The Euros haven't done it. The Euros stay. All of the Euros, all of them. Dirk, Ginobili, Duncan, Luka got traded but never left in free agency. But none of the Euros have done it. So if he leaves, because if he leaves, think about it, Billy. If he leaves, it wouldn't even be in free agency. He would be requesting a trade. Euros haven't done that. He would be the first one to request one. They usually rock it out. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. We had a conversation this week about the big rumbling on the court after Game 5, and you think it was so what? He ain't do nothing. It was Giannis initiated it. I said Halliburton dad initiated it. Giannis may have escalated it, but Halliburton dad definitely initiated it. Since that came out, the Pacers came out saying that Tyrese Halliburton's dad will not be attending any more games just for this playoff run. Do you think that was the right call, or are they taking it too far? Like, he didn't do that much.
I'm not mad that they said it now that it came out about his history. So he has.
Yeah, they say a lot of players been complaining about Bull.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with what he did. Like I saw the full video, I saw both clips. Giannis reached out and shook his hands, and Giannis came down face to face with him. Like Giannis initiated it for sure.
No, Giannis escalated it. If you turn, look me in my face, hold up your little banner, whatever it was, and start talking directly to me, you initiated it. I may have escalated it, but Tyrese Halliburton's dad initiated that.
Listen, the series over. Leave the court, bro. We're celebrating. Leave the court. We're celebrating. Like, why are you still here? Why are you still here? You mad because I got my side and I'm celebrating with my son because we won the series. You mad at me. Go to the locker room. It's over.
No,
all right, you want me to wait for you to, do your thing and leave so I can celebrate? No, I'm celebrating now.
What if Giannis was just trying to get the Stephon Diggs effect? Sit in the confetti and watch them celebrate, so you never feel this feeling again.
This ain't the NBA championship. Go home, bro.
First round, man. So
why are you still here, bro? Go home.
Sorry to see y'all go Bucks, man. This was definitely. I know Giannis had that epic postseason rant last year of, hey, so just because we didn't win, does that mean the season was a failure? I'm be honest with you, Giannis. As an MVP candidate, going out in the first round is never a good look. And I know Billy is going to be making a face at me because somebody that I hold in high regard went out in the first round as well, and we'll get to that. But Giannis went out in the first round this year. Giannis went out in the first round last year. And I think he got swept the year before or something like that. Like, it's just not for him to be widely considered one of the best players in the NBA and always in the MVP conversation, man, it's just not a good look. And I just don't think Milwaukee is doing the right things to keep him. I mean, he's been loyal, and they have answered his call at times, because when people said he didn't have a start, he went and got him Dame. It didn't work, and now they might be in a situation where they stuck because Dame Lillard is hurt. Now you stuck with him. You ain't getting rid of nobody that's hurt.
No, it ain't the organization. They just kind of been not trying. They just kind of been unlucky, because after the championship run, you would have got Dame Lillard, one of the best point guards we've ever seen. And he's just been hurt, man. He's just been hurt. So I don't blame the organization, because they're trying. They're trying.
But they also in another situation where you added a great player to a great player, but that great player's weakness is defense and is glaring at times as well. Because Dame ain't stopping nobody.
That's a fact.
Dame ain't stopping nobody. All right, we off the Pacers and the Bucks. Man. Probably the world's favorite series of the first round. Not mine. My favorite was one of the series out west. But I think collectively, a lot of people in America enjoyed that New York Knicks-Detroit series. It ended 4-2 New York. Epic ending for game 6 by the current reigning clutch player of the year, Jalen Brunson. But I know you don't like them old motherfuckers. Billy hate all the old motherfuckers. But anybody who is in love with 90s basketball and just the physicality of 90s basketball, this was the series for you. Knicks versus Pistons was amazing. And the Pistons showed me, man, we here once. No, they might be here for the foreseeable future. Cade Cunningham has a bright future ahead of him. And we had this conversation earlier offline, me and Billy, on can he get an All-NBA nod this year? That's soon to be said. But what do you think about the Knicks and Pistons series, man?
First of all, I do think he deserves an All-NBA nod. Maybe we was kind of going through the list, so maybe third team? Actually, maybe second.
Maybe second. That's what I was thinking.
Maybe between second and third. I think he does deserve a nod this year. The series is good. I'm not as hyped about the series as most people are. Like I don't know what it is. Like I can't stand watching Jalen Brunson play basketball. Like it's a.
But you was you was a James Harden fan in Houston. They're the same player.
James Harden basketball was nasty. Don't get it twisted.
Jalen Brunson basketball is nasty.
I never said I like watching James Harden hoop. Wait, time out. They're not the same player. They're not the same player. Like
James Harden just has more assists, but they ball dominant. They attract a lot of fouls. Most of their points coming from the free throw line, and you're not gonna leave them open at the 3-point line. So,
but tell me this: you don't feel like it's I don't want to use the word struggle, but it seems so hard for Jalen Brunson to get a bucket. Like it's a hard bucket every time. Like James Harden never had hard buckets. He may have the ball a lot. It's a beat, step back jumper or drive to the lane, but like Jalen is spending so much energy night in and night out, boy. It's just like I'm making you 45 dribbles before I get to this bucket.
If that's what it takes.
I can't put my hand on it, but it's tough basketball, man. It's tough for me to watch. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy watching New York at all.
He a walking bucket, though. I think they came together. Well, they came together as a team a long time ago because they've been playing together so long. But I think the key piece for them right now, not saying they're going to the finals or nothing. They're not even saying they're going to win in the next round. But I think that Cat's playing his role well. Hey, I don't got to be the guy. Y'all not expecting much from me. So he's doing more than what they even expect from him because they get so much from the Josh Harts, the Mikal Bridges, the OG Ananobis, that Cat's able to be his 20 and 10 self. And even though his 20 and 10 don't look as good as a Giannis 2010 is efficient right now, man. Is efficient. And then they got Mitchell Robinson that can back him up. No, the Knicks all right, man. I think that next series gonna be good. That next series gonna be good.
I agree. They're still a good team. Cat brings a lot more spacing for Bronson that Julius Randle just didn't bring. So, and he's playing pretty good there. So 20 and 10, he got a nod for. You could make an argument for him
Oh
for
no,
all
I
team
I
too.
think I think Cat is definitely gonna get all NBA nod simply because there's no bigs. There's not a lot of bigs that matter, and one of the bigs didn't even play, Joel. So there's less people that he even got to compete with to get an All NBA nod, and he definitely had All NBA numbers this year. Um, but Detroit, again, man, I hate to see y'all go, but y'all had a hell of a season, and like I said, the future is bright for them. The Thompson twin, I can't figure out which one of them better. Which one you think better, Detroit Thompson or Houston Thompson? Because they are both having great playoff
They won in
runs
this
so far.
game. Like they're really twins on the basketball court.
Like seriously, dog. Seriously,
They're
how
really
you got
twins
the
on the
same
basketball
game
court.
as your brother? Yeah. So I like what the future holds for the Knicks. I mean, for the Pistons and the Knicks, man, they got a heavy task ahead of them, and we'll get into it in a second. But another surprising team out east. This was a series that the final number doesn't really show how competitive it was. With it ending 4-1, Boston clearly handled the series. But Orlando showed me just like Detroit, yo, we here, yo. We might be okay. I think they just were young and ran into the best team in basketball. I think if Orlando plays Detroit, they get more than one game. Orlando plays New York, they get more than one game. I think if Orlando plays Indiana, they get more than one game. I just think playing against Boston, it was a lose-lose, man. But it was good playoff experience for Paulo and that young team out there for sure.
Yeah, I agree. Orlando's an up and coming team. Right now, they're lacking the experience. They're lacking the talent too. So it didn't help that they played Boston, but you now realize that hey, I got a core that I can build off of, especially surrounding Paolo. So I feel like they still got a long way to go, but you at least got the base of it. Hey,
But
we
do you
can
got a
player and build here.
but do you got a long way to go if you're in the East? Because Paulo, Franz Wagner, you get Wendell Carter, who was an outstanding college player. You get Jalen Suggs, outstanding college player. Cole Anthony. Like, they got players who should be good in the next few years. So even
Those
though you
are
say
those are great role players. You at least need 2 stars.
they want to believe that Franz Wagner's a star. I mean, he be putting up star numbers at times. I'm not saying he's a consistent star guy, but you'll see a week where he'll average like 28 in that week. So, I mean, he's capable, but he's not a star yet. He's not a star yet.
Not consistent enough.
For sure. For sure. All right, before we get out the East, I want your picks. I want your picks for next round since it's already set up. We got Cavs, Pacers. Cavs are the 1 seed, Pacers are the 4 seed. And we got Knicks, Celtics, the 3 and the 2.
I got Cavs 4-2
Cavs
over the
4-2.
basis market. Knicks Celtics. I know Drew's not playing. 4-2, 4-2. No. 4-2, 4-2.
I got 4-2 Cavs. I do agree with you on that 4-2 with the Cavs. That Knicks Celtics, I think we see 7. I think both of those home court advantages are going to be so amazing. I think the way I felt about the way I feel about the Clippers Nuggets series is the way I'm gonna feel about that Knicks Celtics series. They gonna go at it. They gonna go at it. I can't wait to see Jalen Brown and Jalen Brunson going at it. Kristaps Porzingis and Cat. It's so many underlying stories. Kristaps Porzingis playing against his old team. Oh, y'all thought I was trash. All right, let's get it on. So I like this series. I really like Knicks versus Celtics. I would rather see it in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I'm gonna like it this round too. I'm gonna like it in the conference semis for sure.
What you got there? What you got as a series? 4-3?
4-3 Celtics. I got the Celtics going to the championship in the East. I don't think any team is better than them in the East, and it's not even
Cleveland.
close. I think Cleveland is good. I think when Cleveland matches up with Boston, I think Cleveland's going to beat them pretty good. I think Cleveland going to take care of it. I mean, I'm sorry, the Celtics going to take care of business. I think the Celtics going to take care of business.
Okay.
You ready to move? You ready to go out west?
Let's go.
Hey, Ja, you're not okay. It's over. We're not even going to talk about this for too long. You're not okay out west. Change the
John
scenery.
Morant?
Yeah, he not okay out west. Can we agree on that?
We
You're
agree.
not
He
okay.
should have never said that. He should have never
That
said
that was a bad statement. No, you're not okay out west. I feel bad for Memphis because I thought they were a little bit better than what they put up in the playoffs, but they got embarrassed pretty much the entire series. Quick sweep. Ain't much to talk about. The MVP is still waiting. He doesn't even have a next opponent yet. That's what's scary. OKC been the best team all year, and now you're gonna give them a week and a half off. Damn, they're gonna be scary. They're gonna be scary. Where do you think Memphis go from here, though?
Where do they go from here? I mean, you try to keep Ja. That's the franchise player. That's the best player on the team. But I really don't know.
Luka
Like
Doncic
the West is so good.
Luka Doncic was the best player on the team, and he was the franchise player. But it was in the best interest of Dallas to say, you know what, this ain't working. Yeah, he got us to the finals, but this ain't working. And I hate to wrap in two different sports, but the stuff that they say comes along with Shedeur Sanders, the stuff that they say they worried about is the stuff they should be saying they worry about that comes with Ja. Like, who wants to deal with all the extra shit with Ja? He need to change his scenery. It ain't even Memphis need a change from Ja. I think Ja need to change, dog. He need to go somewhere where somebody gonna hold him accountable on and off the court, man.
He do.
I don't want his career to be just this. It's always some bullshit. He's too talented for this to always be the narrative. I hate this shit, yo.
Yeah, and it's getting to the fact that now, like, he's having these problems. They finding him, they giving him, these penalties, and he's still flirting with it. Like, who's your PR rep? Who's your, who's in your corner? Who's like, why they letting you do this, man? Like, all right, cool. Now you want to do the different celebrations with the grenades, what you say ain't a grenade, but definitely looks like it. Come on, bro. Like let it go. Like, just hoop.
Just play basketball, Ja. If you
Just
just
hoop.
play basketball, like you so good that if you just play basketball, it'll be fine. You could do, and the thing is, it's not even, you can do whatever you want off the court. You can have all the fun you want. You could be the representative for all YNs. But why you gotta play when they telling you stop playing? Like, stop. So I hope y'all get it together. But the Grizzlies, hey, it was good to see y'all in the playoffs for about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes, y'all was in the playoffs. It was good to see y'all. On to the next, man. The best series in the first round. I don't care what nobody say. We got us a game 7. And I'm not talking about the game 7 that we just found out about. I'm talking about Clippers and Nuggets. Clippers and Nuggets has been my favorite series all along because I think, I knew it would go 7. I knew it was going to be a dogfight. And a lot of people was going to pick the Knicks and Pistons series. And I say they ain't have enough stars. The Clippers Nuggets series got stars and they battling. They going at it, dog. I love this series. I love this series.
So this is my second favorite series, and this is we had a conversation earlier this week about the bubble. We had a conversation about the bubble. Was it easy? Was it hard? And for me, I think the bubble was easier than going through a standard playoffs because now I think Denver's going to win. Because you go back to Denver and you got to play in that environment with the elevation. That's going to be a lot harder than just playing in a recreational gym every fucking game. You got to deal with the crowd. You got to deal with the weather. You got to deal with the elevation. All these factors, the travel, all these factors you got to deal with. And I think these teams are really even. And I think home court is just going to come into play. So that goes back to, huh?
So you got Denver in game 7.
I got Denver game 7 because of home court, and it goes back into that conversation we had. Hey, we're talking about, hey, it's a bubble easier. Yeah, it's easier, bro. Those, people talk. Those NBA players talk about the travel, planning those gyms. Like, if you take away all of that, now it's just basketball. And yeah, the basketball is going to be a lot tougher. But when you take away those different all those environments, the location, the crowd, the travel, all that stuff, it's easier to just focus on basketball. Like, and I got
I
Denver,
don't
man. Even though I don't trust Russ, but I got Denver.
I don't think it's easy at all. I don't think being at home helps you, but I think it does a little bit. I don't think it's going to be that much of a factor. As I look at these games, game 2 was won by the road team by 3, and game 4 was won by the road team by 2. So when I see that, it just shows me, no matter these teams, like you just said, to your point, these teams is evenly matched, and now it's just going to come down to who wants it more for those last 48 minutes. I don't see anything about these teams that makes me feel like, man, because Denver's at home, they're going to win. This series has been, you got a 2-point win, you have a 3-point win, you got a blowout by the Clippers, you got a 2-point win, you got a blowout by the Nuggets, and then you got a 6-point win. This series is just so evenly matched. I'm not saying home court won't matter, but I think it's just going to come down to who won it, man. Who won this game? They both showed they can win on each other's court already in the series. They both showed it. So I think it's just going to be what stars show up. Is Kawhi, James Harden going to outplay Joker and Jamal Murray? Because we've seen when Jamal Murray act the ass, Denver's something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, so I mean, it's right now. Game 7 is any given Sundays. It's like
that's how I feel like. That's how I feel.
So you got your star players, and this is where it comes into effect. You got your star players that got to show up. Like, if you got to choose, do you want your star player to play in the gym they play 40 times a year, or somewhere they play 5 or 6 times a year? Like, it matters, man.
Oh, and it definitely
you may not win it, but it's super important.
I feel you, and I won't say that home court doesn't matter, and if it matters anywhere, it matters in Denver. But it shows that that Vegas thinks this is just a coin flip, because even with Denver having the home court advantage, they only 1.5-point favorites.
Yeah, because Russ on the team, he's so fucking terrible, he'll sell the game. So, they're 1-point favorites with Russ.
So you're saying if Russ wasn't a 26, 28 minute a game player, they would be higher favorites.
They have better odds, man. Like, it's impressive for teams nowadays to win with Russ, in spite of Russ. Like, he had the spurts, but you got to take the good with the bad. It's gonna be more bad.
But the craziest thing, my 2 X factors for the series, the X factor for the Nuggets for me is Russ. If he plays well, they win. If he plays bad, they definitely gonna lose.
He says,
but he gonna be playing. Like, he gonna be out there. So you just gotta, like, he really is I don't want to say he deciding the series, because there's so many players that's involved in the series that are. But the things he does, like when he do them at a high rate, man, it's great for a team.
So who do you got?
Can I wait before I tell you who I got? So
my X tell you if you got one thing.
My X factor for the Clippers is Zubac. Okay. Jamal Murray and Joker have to be who they are. James Harden and Kawhi have to be who they are. But I think this series, this game 7, will be decided by who gets the better version. Do we get a better version of Russ, or do we get the best version of Zubac? And that's who's going to win. And I'm going to go Clippers. I'm going to go Clippers. As much as I don't want to go Clippers, because I don't trust James Harden in this closeout game, dog. I just don't. But I got a feeling that we about to see vintage Kawhi. I think we're going to see vintage Joker and vintage Kawhi. I think both of them are about to have amazing games. It's going to all fall on, well, what is Jamal Murray going to do? What is James Harden going to do? And then my two X factors, Zubac and Russ Westbrook.
So my issue with your pick is you spent all week, Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday.
But the people in the podcast don't know that. The people in the podcast don't know that. The conversation we have offline, you know.
No, bump it. You spent all week talking about how bad James Harden is in closeout games in the playoffs. He lays dud after dud after dud. You spent all week talking about how bad he is. Are you picking the Clippers?
You heard what I said. I feel like I'm going to see a Kawhi Leonard that is poised and ready to show his championship pedigree.
Does it work if he lays a dud? If James does Kawhi Leonard vintage self work and pulls in a W if James Harden lays a dud? Because you're so sure he's going to lay a dud in these type of situations.
It depends. Hear me out. I've watched the Clippers a lot this year, and I've seen games where, Kawhi can be the best, and then Norman Powell can be the dude that have 26 points. What Harden can't do is be invisible. You can't end this series with less than 12 shot attempts, at least 12. And I only say 12 because most of his field goal attempts will be taken off of the board because of free throws. So sometimes he won't be able to get up as many as he really is getting up. So I think he can't go out with less than 12 attempts, less than 8 assists, and less than 20 points. He has to have at least that. At least that. Or I'm going to say this is James Harden again doing less than what he's expected to do when it matters the most.
Can we get a wager?
Oh, you want to bet me? You want to bet me right here on camera?
Yeah, in front of all your subscribers. Are you willing to wager? Because you backed out of one wager we'll talk about earlier that I would have won already.
I did not back out of that wager. We just never made the wager.
You was scared to wager it. The inevitable.
So what's your wager you want? What you want to talk about with this Clippers?
Bump the game. We won't do the game. All week I've been hearing how James Harden can't come through the clutch. Let's wager 20 that he at least get 20 and 8.
20 and 8 in the closeout. That's a bet. That's a bet. He gonna let you down because he gonna get the 8. He gonna get the assist.
Because last time we looked up a game 7, he was like 32, 6, and 6.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's the one we looked up earlier this week.
That's the one you looked up, but that wasn't his last game.
We're not
his last game 7 in Philadelphia. This month shot the ball 3 times.
We talking about Philly.
Oh, all right. I was about to say, hold up. Don't forget.
He did it on purpose. He didn't want to be there. No doubt. I wouldn't want to be in Philly either.
That's crazy. You went to Philly one time and you decided to go to Kinston Ave. I told you to stay the hell away from Kinston. You decided to go down there. You decided to go down there. So it looks like we taking opposite sides for Game 7. I'm taking Clippers. You taking Nuggets?
Yeah, I'm taking Nuggets. I'm taking
Joker.
Joker.
We'll see tomorrow, man.
Best version of Joker is better than the best version of Kawhi.
All right, man. I'm going to go ahead and get this part of the episode started. Hopefully we don't be here too long.
Trash.
Hopefully, Billy doesn't slander one of the greatest players in the NBA history. The greatest player in NBA history. Hopefully he doesn't slander him too much. Hopefully he doesn't slander the fat guy from Lithuania. Damn it. The Lakers went into Minnesota series heavily favored by the critics, NBA analysts, everybody all over the world told the world that the Lakers were going to clean up Minnesota. And what I think a lot of those people didn't realize is a killer, a stone cold killer.
Cold.
that resides in Minnesota right now. Ant-Man made quick work of the King and Luka and that Lakers roster, and it was pretty bad, y'all. It was pretty bad. To lose 4-1 when you're expected to win damn near 4-1. Gilbert Arenas had a funny line. He said, "Look, we said Lakers in 5. We ain't say which way." They ain't say which way. They didn't say which way. But man, Ant is on a mission, dog. I love that kid's fire, dog. He didn't look at that series. I think he knew they were rightfully the underdogs. I think he understood why they were underdogs, but there was no way he was going to lay down. There was no way he was going to lay down. He handled business. LeBron, Luka definitely underperformed. Overall, the Lakers underperformed. And more embarrassingly, in a closeout game, you allow somebody who, if I was creating NBA 2K, I would make his offensive rating a 0. Rudy Gobert in a closeout game had 27 and 24. And at no point did JJ Redick, GM/coach LeBron James, think maybe we need to change up this whole putting Rui and LeBron at our bigs. It was pretty nasty to see my guy go out like this, man. So I'm gonna give you the floor, but understand that I agree with you. This was nasty. This was nasty. You can't lose like this. You can't lose like this. But if you was gonna lose to anybody, dog, that boy Ant different, dog.
Two things come to mind. First thing is Ant is here. Like
he's arrived. He right here. He right here.
He's the next one up. He has that mentality. We've kind of lost that mentality from the 90s, 2000. I'm not even gonna say 2010s, but 90s and kind of 2000, where hey, a lot of players are. I don't want to team up with you, and I want to take my squad and I want to beat you. We kind of lost that. A lot of players follow someone's lead, and say, "Hey, I want to be a free agent. Let's all team up and stack the odds." And, after that, it kind of went downhill. Where everyone wants to do that now, not being traded, but teaming up together. So, like I appreciate that from him, and that's kind of good to see. Hey, I don't want to team up. I want to take who I got, and we're gonna take y'all down. I took down KD last year. He's taking down Bruh and Luka this year. So, it'll.
All right.
I would like to see him win it all.
Forget the series. Forget the series. Forget the series right now. And I want you to answer this quick question that just came to my mind.
What?
I'm gonna hold it up so I can make sure I see it correctly. So, if Luka takes out LeBron, I apologize. If Anthony Edwards takes out LeBron James and Luka, then takes down Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, and then takes down either the number 1 team in the league all year and the MVP Shea, or the dude that's been in the MVP running for the last 5 years straight or won the MVP, would this be better than Dirk's finals run?
No.
Why not?
What's it? 2011. I need to go back and look to see who exactly they beat here, because
they beat. Oh, I got it right here off the top of my head. I'll give it to you right now. They beat LaMarcus. They beat Portland in the first round. Okay.
No team that Ant could beat during this run is better than those Heat.
No team is better than those Heat, but when you combine all of the teams he beat, like beating LeBron, Luka, Steph, Jimmy Butler, and then Joker, and then possibly Tatum, and if he won the championship this year, this would be the best. I think this rivals Dirk's championship run.
No, because you beat half those teams, like the LeBron team, and let's say you get past Steph. These are the old versions of these players. Like you beat LeBron James, and Dirk beat LeBron in the prime LeBron.
But to combat that argument, at the end of the day, the Lakers and Warriors were top 6 as far as odds to win a championship going in. Even though the Warriors are the 7th seed, even though the Warriors are 7th seed and the Lakers is the 3 seed, they both had really high. Like people expected a lot from both of those teams in this playoff run, especially with the Warriors getting Houston in the first round.
It's impressive. That's why I would have it second. But we're talking about the Miami Heat with LeBron in his prime. He beat Kobe Bryant coming off a three-peat. Like that in itself is like, yo.
He didn't beat Kobe. See how you be trying to move the goalposts for your player? He did not beat Kobe Bryant coming off no three-peat. He beat Kobe Bryant coming off a championship.
Well, coming off 3 in a row.
No, he did win 3 in a row. He won 3 in a row with Shaq. The second 3 in a row.
Off 3 in a row. Coming off going to the championship 3 in a row.
So for Kobe, going matters. But when it's LeBron, he goes so many times. Oh, we're not going to talk about that.
Well, we talking about him losing. We talking about Kobe losing. And it ain't no, we got to see how the series goes because he was beating Dirk then was beating the brakes off these teams. Got to the championship.
He beat Russ in them 4-1. He beat LaMarcus Aldridge in them 4-2 in the first round. He swept Kobe in them, didn't he?
Swept them.
And then beat Miami 4-2.
4-2.
I think it'll all come down to, you know what? I'll give you that. Dirk had way more Hall of Famers. Don't get me wrong. I think a lot of these guys that Ant is putting out will be Hall of Famers. Dirk put out a lot of Hall of Famers in their prime. But let's revisit after we see how Anthony Edwards, if he wins, how he wins. Because if he win the way he beat KD last year, the way he beat LeBron and Luka, it's like with all the swag in the world, efficient, getting buckets, it's all everything gonna be on ESPN because it's all highlights. If he does it in that fashion, it may look better.
He's still beating the old versions of them.
Beating LeBron James and Luka Doncic is hard. Beating LeBron James and Luka Doncic is hard no matter how old LeBron is. Beating Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler is hard no matter how old Steph Curry is.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like watching the series, watching Minnesota and Lakers series, like it's not hard. It wasn't really hard. It's like 5 out, spread the flow. We can really ISO any player on this floor. Ain't nobody on here playing defense.
I wouldn't say nobody.
We ain't got to run no sets. ISO. We ain't got to run no sets.
I wouldn't say nobody playing defense. I would say nobody.
Really? You ISO him too.
Vanderbilt, did he do anything, man?
ISO him too.
Man, my dog LeBron, man.
No reputation.
This one was a hard one because it's at the end of his career, and now I got to go through this whole offseason. Was he retiring? I don't think he retires. I think he comes back. But the Lakers, 100%, I think have to go into the getting Luka right business and building around Luka business. This roster wasn't built for Luka at all. They got to be thinking about the future. Although LeBron is my guy, you know Luka my guy too. But although LeBron is my guy, this isn't his team anymore. Like it doesn't
get rid of him. Honestly, it's two things: you get rid of LeBron James, but also the more LeBron James plays. And I'm gonna speak for someone who's not a fan, someone who's just watching the game, who don't have a favorite player. Like the more he plays, the more he ruins his legacy. Like, come on, like if you get up to 25 years and you don't win another ring, like it looks worse every year.
I think it looks bad on his GOAT legacy, but I don't think it takes away from he's still gonna be recognized as all right. Well, he could be still top 3.
Yeah, it don't take away from him being in the conversation, but as far as that GOAT conversation and legacy,
the people like me who say no, isn't Stone? He's won. Can't really stand on that if he has 25 years and 4 championships. I hear what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. Like, all right, I can say he the man, but I can't say he the GOAT because the mode played forever and only won 4. Last series out west, and I'm glad we just talked about this. I'm glad we just talked about 25 years of LeBron, because in this series, like I said, we just got done watching Game 6. We got a Game 7 coming up between Houston and the Warriors, and one of the conversations before we talk about the series is, man, what if Steph can somehow will his way to another championship? If Steph could possibly will himself to another championship, he's gonna have to be allowed to sit at that table when people are talking GOAT. I don't like saying that because then it kind of moves people that I don't want to be moved, i.e. LeBron James. I don't like that that's a fact, and I don't like saying it, but if Steph Curry can somehow win his 5th championship in less years during LeBron's era, how can me as a LeBron James fan say that LeBron's the GOAT? And it's not like I'm comparing him to like, okay, he was in the league. Oh, Robert Horry got more championships than him. No, we're talking about somebody who you had to rival, somebody who's in the MVP conversation year after year, somebody who's widely respected as one of the best players in the league during your tenure, won more than you in less time. I'm going to have a hard motherfucking hill to stand on to back my dog if Steph get another one. Do you agree?
I agree. If Steph wins, I'm putting him ahead of LeBron James. But
like automatically ahead. Like not even like thinking about it. It just automatically catapults LeBron.
I'm putting him above. That's just but that's a big if. I've been watching that series, especially after this week, which I think they're going to lose in the first round. Like their team is terrible. Like the team is terrible. The Warriors. So if he takes that team and win a championship, hey, you got all my respect because they're terrible. Outside of him, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, the rest of them are horrible. So
I wouldn't say all.
I don't think they're going to win.
What's my man Pod, the dude off the bench, the light skinned left hand boy, Podinsky,
he hot and cold. Pazinski, whatever his name is,
yeah.
you know.
I like him. I like him coming out their bench. But I will say, watching the Warriors feel weird. Like, you know how you get used to seeing a dynasty look a certain way for so long, and now Clay not there, Iggy been gone for a while. Everybody from the normal roster is like, oh damn, it's really just Steph and Draymond left, and just a bunch of other people. There's a bunch of other people.
So I don't see them winning it this year. Like, even if they get out this first round, I can't see them getting out the West. Like, no, they're just not good enough.
And I don't think they're good enough either, but it's a different animal when you talk about Steph and Jimmy Butler this time of year. They can become an Indie Given Sunday type team. Like, I'm not saying they better than OKC, Denver, the Clippers, the Timberwolves. Like, matter of fact, all of the teams that's left, I think they would be the worst in the West. But any day of the week, Steph could win a game by himself. Jimmy Butler could affect winning a game. Like, it's going to be rough, man. But like I said, I don't think it'll happen. I'm on your side, too. I don't think they're good enough to win a championship. But if somehow it happened, oh, my God.
Steph number 3.
It's going to be hard.
Steph third. If he wins another one, he's third.
How is he? So, but you say he was
third.
You said he was going to catapult LeBron. So if he's third, then he doesn't catapult LeBron, right?
No, if he don't win, he's
no. What I'm saying is, if he wins, he'll be third. So that means he didn't catapult LeBron because LeBron is either 1 or 2.
No, LeBron's 3. LeBron's 3.
I'm not going to slander Bean because I love Bean as well, but LeBron James is the best player to ever play basketball. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, great scorers, different type of mentalities, killers. If it's time to go to war, I might go get them before I get LeBron.
And if you want to win, you definitely going to get them before LeBron.
If I'm going to go win, I'm going to go get Bill Russell. Stop talking about winning. If you're going to make winning the criteria, then stop bringing up these guys with 6
I only bring up winning I only bring up winning because we're talking about people who were dominant. I'm not going to bring up winning overall. When we're talking about GOAT conversation, people who had the stats and led the teams, okay, now we can bring up winning because we're already in this conversation where they're the number ones. We're not
Kobe
talking
was
about bench.
Kobe,
We're not talking about bench players.
Kobe was only number one for 2 of his championships.
So what?
Kobe was only number one for 2 of his championships. Let's be clear.
It depends on. It
That's the
depends
one.
on.
Go ahead.
It depends on
It don't depend on
where
anything.
you rank it because I would say really 4 out of 5 because the first championship was clearly Shaq, but after that, Shaq was only really the more dominant player in the NBA Finals. In the whole Western Conference, Kobe was the most dominant player. Shaq going against. I'm not saying Shaq wasn't dominant, but Kobe was the most dominant players in those Western Conference games. Now, when
He
we
was
got to the NBA Finals, when the East don't have a bid, Shaq was super dominant. But if you look through that whole playoffs,
He
it
was
was Kobe.
cooking Portland. He was cooking Portland. He was cooking Sacramento. He was cooking. Oh, what are you talking? Shaq was cooking too. At all times, it went through Shaq. Kobe was a hell of a Robin, but just like my man Gilly said, it ain't never been a day since that man been 16 years old that he walked in the NBA locker room and was anybody's Robin. That's why LeBron James is the best player in basketball. Never,
But
ever
but
has he been a Robin.
there's but the problem that I have is, and I'm not going to disagree with that. The problem that I have is people been kicking your ass as you got in the league. Like you've been in there 22 years and got 4 rings. That means for 18 years your ass been getting kicked. It ain't no like people say Kobe been in 20 years. Kobe sat on the bench for 3. He was injured for about another 3 or 4. So really, at full capacity, he was only there for about 14 years. He
I
got
don't know.
5. The rest of them, he was there 20 years. 20 years is 20 years. But we
I,
understand that. All right, he
I
was
don't like
riding the
your
bench.
wording.
And
I
then
don't like your
and
wording
then
though.
that's just the truth. At the
But
beginning, he was riding the
you
bench.
just said he been getting his ass kicked for all these years. Going to the finals that many times don't mean you was getting your ass kicked. That means you
Because you
ran
were
an
in
that means you ran an entire conference for at a
a
long
terrible
amount of
conference.
time.
A
And it just
terrible
so
conference.
happens that when you went to the finals, you lost more times than you won.
So,
It's not like he
it's
wasn't.
the beauty in it is we've been telling LeBron James fans it's the West is a different ball game than the East. And once he came to the West, he has a losing record in the playoffs. You went over here, you went to the finals 10 times over here, 9 or 10 times in a row. You came over here, you have a losing record. Only thing that's happened is what we've been telling you has happened. It's way harder over here, and it's proven because now you're not going to the finals 9 times in a row. You have a
Remember
losing
what
record in these playoffs
remember
over here.
remember what you just told me about Anthony Edwards' resume for this season? How it was the older versions of them. Like, come on, bro. And that's the thing. Y'all still, that's what makes him so great to me. Everybody in the world still expects him to be in the finals. He's 40. Really, he's 40. And you're telling me, no, you can't go out in the first round. He's 40. Mike averaged 20 points when he was 40 and didn't make the playoffs.
You know the problem with that is the 40-year-olds give you what 28, 7, 8, and 8. The 30-year-old gave you that. What's the difference? You act like his numbers decreasing. So if you take it back 10 years ago, same production.
That's more reason why he the GOAT. Motherfucker been
Same
doing the
production.
same.
You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna translate to winning because it ain't like, all right, he could have gave you more points, he could have gave you more rebounds back then, he could have gave you more assists. Same production. Same production. So if you take it back to more of his prime, he's giving you the same exact production he's giving you now. Loss. Like 2015, 2016, Kobe probably gave 16 points a game. He's walking on. He's trash at this point. Compared to who he was, Kobe's trash at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would have said, hey, if Kobe, he's old, if you'd have gave me a prime Kobe, all right, cool. I could have got 2 more rebounds. I could have got 1 more steal. I could have got 10 to 15 more points. It could have been a lot different story. But when you compared it to LeBron James, you're gonna get the same shit.
No, but Kobe wasn't
You're gonna
putting
get
up
the same shit.
Kobe wasn't putting up them same points and they was getting smoked. So you add them 10, 15 more points, they were still getting smoked. They was losing bad when Kobe was his age. Oh,
and it was a terrible team, and that's the difference. LeBron
and so is
LeBron has Luka Doncic.
that.
LeBron has
Oh
got
wait,
Anthony Davis.
Billy,
He's had
see that's
superstars.
the beautiful thing about a podcast is this shit is documented. Just 20 minutes ago, you just told me the Lakers was trash. You just
They are
said
trash.
they had. So he doesn't have a team. Which one is it? He do got a team or he don't got a team?
He has a team.
You
I
just
feel like
said they
they're
was bad.
trash. But
They was bad.
listen. I'm gonna
They
call.
was built.
I
They
always
was built incorrectly. They was built incorrectly.
I always call them trash. But like at the end of the day, you can't say you didn't have a team. You the number 3 seed.
I don't
First
think
round
he said.
exit.
I don't think he said he didn't have a team. I'm just saying that the team was not operating correctly come playoff time. That's all I'm saying.
At the end of the
That's
day,
all I'm
it's
saying.
like only thing we told y'all, what we told y'all came true. It's a different breed in the West.
But that's not fair because you can't tell me if LeBron was in the West his whole career, he would have been getting kicked out in this round and this round and this round and not going to so many finals. We didn't see it. So I can't go what if, and you can't say, well, we're seeing it now. He's 40, Billy. And don't tell me, well, he's giving you the same stat. He's still 40. His body, just because I can give you the same stats don't mean I'm giving you the same production everywhere. I'm tired.
BG, how many finals he lost?
6.
And what conference he lose those to?
To the West.
So if he was in the West, he played those teams before the finals when he got there.
So hear me out. Hear me out.
He had a losing record.
But
he had a fucking losing record. The young LeBron would have had a losing record. He lost 6 of them to these Western Conference teams.
He lost the one to Dallas. No excuse. Can't give him no excuse for that. That's an L. When he lost to San Antonio and Cleveland, come on. He wasn't beating them. The first time in Cleveland, wasn't beating them. That wasn't going to happen. I don't care what world we in. No, Michael Jordan wouldn't have beat that team. Kobe Bryant wouldn't have beat that team with the guys surrounding LeBron James. When you go to the last championship lost against the Spurs in Miami, you lost to the Spurs. You just lost. I mean, the Spurs were a dynasty. We're not talking about this nigga just losing to bum ass niggas. This nigga lose to dynasties. The Warriors, the Spurs, Dallas don't count. Dallas, that L is on you, LeBron. But this nigga only lost to dynasties. So all-time great players and all-time great coaches. That's it.
So the people that are removed can see it from an outside point of view and saying he wouldn't even have those finals appearances if he was in the West. So he would be like 2 from 3, 2 from 4 all time. Because all those ones he lost to those Western Conference teams, there's no finals record to count. There's no 6 losses. Because he wouldn't have fucking made it in the West. He wouldn't have made it. It ain't no sound good. Those are facts.
It's not a fact. You can't say that because I lost to the champion in the West. That means I would have never went to the finals while I was in the West. Never. Yes. Like him being, but Billy, you got to think about it. Him being in the West would have changed the landscape. You can't just place him in the West and assume that all of the teams are going to play the same way they did while he's in the East. No, when you place him in the West, you got to assume he's going to change the landscape of the West as well.
I'm not saying he would have never made it. I'm just saying he wouldn't have as many finals appearances. There would have been the years he would have made it. But those years he lost, those are losses. That's not a championship appearance because you already lost to a Western Conference team. So my thing is, hey, we don't have to do what ifs. LeBron James went to the West.
He went to the
West. He has a negative record.
If you tell me that, you talking about when he go to the West and play in the finals?
So what?
You talking about when he plays them in the finals, he loses to them, so it shows that if he was in the West, he would have lost. Or you talking about now that he's in the West, he's losing, so.
Yeah, he's under 500 in the Western Conference playoffs.
Billy, he was in the West for 45 minutes on the championship.
Right. So we have more than 45 minutes worth of Western Conference, though. So it still remains.
He went over there and won it, but he went over there and won it quick. He went over there and won it quick. As soon as he got over there, give me that. I'm going to show y'all I can do this here too. He did it instantly. And because he hasn't done it again, that just means, it shows he would have never did this if he was here.
So my statement is, people brag that it's 9 straight, and I don't think we said it's not as easy in the West. And he came to the West, he's under 500. That's all we said. Yes, he has a championship, two things can be true. Yes, he has a championship. Yes, he's also under 500. That 9 times in a row, that's never happened in the West. That's never happened in the West. That's why he's under 500 now. Like we ain't got to guess. He's over there and he's losing fucking year in and year out. He's losing fucking year in and year out. He's a 3 seed getting put out in the first round.
He old. Remember earlier when we was on FaceTime? And I was like, did you just sit down in front of the bench, in front of your weight rack? And you was like, oh, I'm tired.
Tell him to retire.
He tired.
He's gonna retire.
He gonna wait one more. I think
if you're playing basketball, you're subject to criticism. Like I don't want to hear that you're old. Like if you're playing basketball, like the last 4 or 5 years of Kobe's career was trash. Like he's my favorite player, but no shit, hurt or not hurt, you're out there playing. You're fucking trash.
So those years don't hurt his legacy?
No, he was trash.
So do him being trash hurt his legacy? Because LeBron James still hasn't been trash. Just be clear. In these 25 years, he still hasn't been trash.
Yeah. So
agree or disagree? Agree or disagree with that?
He hasn't been trash.
So why is it somebody who hasn't been trash in 22 years, and you as a Kobe fan just told me, yo, Kobe last few years he was trash. How is he better than LeBron James? Because he got more championships? I'm gonna tell
you the way I look at it. Like if you were, I'm looking at it. One person was an A+ for let's say 10 years, and somebody else was an A for 20 years. Like you were A for 20 years, you were A+ for 10 years. Like you never got the A+ status. I'm not putting you over here because you never reached us. You never reached us. Like people, I think. Wait.
LeBron James never reached. LeBron James never reached A+ status?
No. So my thing is now is like we're gonna take away after he left Cleveland the first time, we're gonna take away teammates. We're gonna take away teams after Cleveland first time because for the past 15 years, he's had a fucking team. So we're gonna take away teammates, right? We're gonna take away surrounding role players. We're not gonna have that discussion, right? Let's say Kobe had role players, let's say Jordan had role players, we're gonna say LeBron had role players. So we're not gonna talk about the surrounding teams, right?
Okay.
We can agree they all had good teams.
Yeah.
So to be the greatest player in the world, we're going to take away the teams. We're going to not assume. We know everybody had good teams in this conversation. If you're the greatest player and we get so stuck on the intangible. Hey, when we having this conversation of who's the best, he had all these points. He had all these rebounds. He had all these assists. And my train of thought is the goal is to fucking win. So you have these great teammates. You're doing all this. You're supposed to be the best. Why the fuck are you losing so much? Like we get so caught up on the numbers and we forget what the goal is. We forget why they play. Like, all right, fuck that he lost. He averaged the most out of all the. You fucking lost. Like all the A+ stuff you did. You're down to an A now. You fucking lost. And when we compare to Kobe and we compare to Jordan, like your teams were better than theirs, to keep it real. Like the Miami team was better than any team Kobe played on. The Miami team was better than any team Michael Jordan played on, bro. Okay. Like, let's keep it real.
The Miami team was better than the '96 Bulls?
Yes. Oh, talent for talent?
Okay.
Talent for talent, yes.
Okay.
Obviously you don't think so.
This is the thing when we pick and choose when we want to use the talent word, because when I say now it's too much talent in the league, well Mike still would have did, but
that's not coming from me. They'll smoke them '90s niggas.
Oh yeah, that's what I say all the time. All of them all the people that think the '90s was it, it's too much talent now. It's just too much talent.
It's too much.
I'm just saying, dog. Hoop is hoop. And yes, the main goal is to win. But every time I hear the words main goal is to win, I don't understand why y'all just go straight to Mike and Kobe as if they didn't lose a lot. Like they lost a lot too. Like they didn't win. Like, because one has 2 more than LeBron. One has 1 more than LeBron. So when we just say Like, yes, the goal is to win, but what about individually? I want to know what you did to cement
But
yourself
you got to
as
think
the greatest
about
of all time.
it's. We're not going to use that the same. We're not going to say LeBron lost a lot and let's say Michael Jordan lost a lot in the same club. Mike played 6 years. I'm not 6 years, 15 years.
See, but that the way you just made that mistake, a lot of people make that. I know you didn't mean it,
So,
but a lot of people think he only played 6 years.
put it in perspective. Well, so that's 9 losses and 6 wins and 9 losses.
Mhm.
Compared to 4 wins and 18 losses. So when you say Mike lost a lot and LeBron, that's not the same. Like,
Okay,
that's
well,
far apart.
then let's separate Kobe Bryant too, because Kobe has 5 and 21.
Yeah, but
That's a lot
that's
of
true.
losing. That's a
That's
lot of
true.
fucking losing, Billy.
That's
The
true.
same thing. Like, come
That's true. But
on.
it's context. It's context. We
Now
understand that.
it's context for Kobe,
We
but it's no
understand
context for LeBron.
but we understand that the first 3 to 4 years, Kobe wasn't seeing the floor, and LeBron was starting right out the gate. He still played 21 years, but he wasn't seeing the floor. So what impact is he gonna have on fucking winning?
You think
What impact is he gonna have?
You think if Kobe Bryant was seeing the floor early on, he would have impacted winning?
Maybe. We don't know.
He obviously wasn't getting on the floor for a reason, Billy. He wasn't ready. That's the difference between your GOAT and my GOAT. My GOAT was ready from the word go. From the word go, my GOAT was ready. He's been doing this. You're telling me about a guy that couldn't get in the game over Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones?
Listen, Kobe could have started and lost for the first 7 years, just like LeBron James did. You think he couldn't have did that? You think Kobe couldn't have started and lost for the first 7 years?
No, it's not that I don't think that.
You're saying that he was rated as if he won something.
He didn't start. That's the thing. He didn't.
So
he
he's
didn't.
not.
So I can't tell you. Go ahead.
He's not impacting. So you got about 4 years on the front end. He's not impacting nothing. And on the back end, you got like the last 3 years. He tore his Achilles. It's over with. So at the end of the day, like, cool. We're gonna count it anyway. We're gonna count 7 years anyway. His percentage is still greater than LeBron's. His percentage is still greater. Like, we're gonna count years he had no impact, and his percentage is still greater.
Robert Horry percentage great too, man.
But he's not in this conversation.
It's amazing what you can
be in the conversation. He's not in the conversation.
It's amazing what you can do when you have a top 10 player all time right next to you, and when you were with that top 10 player, he got the Finals MVP every time. He was the deciding factor. Everybody voted for him to MVP instead of you, Kobe Bryant. And I feel bad because I feel like I'm taking shots at Kobe, and I don't want to take shots at Kobe. But let's be clear: at no point in LeBron James would he have won and not got the MVP. I don't care who he was playing with.
And listen, let's be clear also. Kobe won 2 without a top 75.
He did. So
you talk about, he need the top 10. He won 2 without a top 75. Name another that did that.
He did.
Name another player that did that.
About to be Jason Tatum.
With the 3 in a row without a top 75. His second best player was probably the 10th best power. I ain't gonna say 10.
We're not going. I was about to say, I'm not going to let you disrespect Powell like that. Powell was him. I agree, he wasn't number 1, but he was not 10th.
His second player was 5th at his position, not in the league, at his position.
And that was before the league had a bunch of killers like Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and Devin Bookers and Kyrie Irvings and all that. It's just a different breed. It's just a lot of killers in the league. It's not my guy.
Tim Decker better than all them niggas you named.
Oh, that's a fact.
And he had to go through that.
He had Shaq with him too. Oh, you talking about the second time?
Yeah.
He did beat him.
Yeah.
He did beat him.
Don't do this. Don't do this. None of them niggas had to see Tim Duncan and Kawhi Leonard. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have to see that.
No, 5 NBA championships with Kobe Bryant. I salute you, but you only got 2 Finals MVPs. So therefore, I mean, you was only the best player on the best team in NBA twice. LeBron did that 4 times. That's how I look at it.
22 years.
A long time, dog. And hopefully he get to play with his son. I hope he get to play with his next son. But that actually was a problem. This ain't a topic, but I thought about the fact that they talking about they needed a big man. Dog, you let Bronny take up a playoff roster spot. Why would they keep Bronny on a playoff roster?
Listen,
That was dumb.
Bronny,
That was dumb. I'm not mad Bronny was on the team, but to give him a playoff spot, come on, bro.
Listen, let me look at the numbers. Bob Bronny, they win the series if they never made that trade.
They do, but that's
that's the crazy part.
But that's just looking at, oh man, look at what the matchup was and look how we got exploited. I think if they play Houston, I think they'd be Houston.
They don't beat Houston.
They'd be Houston. Houston ain't disciplined enough. I don't think Houston disciplined enough.
Houston gonna get to the paint. They might be the best team that got them scoring in the paint. No Anthony Davis. Nah, not Jalen Green. I don't know what he went.
Jalen Green. He left. He said, "I'm taking heart and spot." Maybe that's a Houston thing, man. Houston star players got disappeared in the playoffs. Fred VanVleet had a game tonight, though. But I asked you, you like Game 7 for Warriors?
Houston.
You like Houston in Game 7?
I like Houston in Game 7. I feel like that twin though figured out Steph, and like he locking that shit up.
All right, before we go, I do got one more question about that series. How you feel about the how they attacking Steph's shooting hand that's heavily wrapped? Are you on the side? All right, I'm on that side too. The way Dylan Brooks broke it down was perfect for me. He was like, look, if I had a bum ankle and I decide to play basketball and it's in the scouting report and the injury report that I have a bum ankle, guess what that other team and that other coach going to do? Hey, get him on the switch and attack that ankle. So I can't say that's bad basketball. It looks bad when they slow down that replay of him contesting the shot and then swiping at Steph. It looked bad in replay.
Like at the end of the day, like if you feel some type of way, call a foul on me.
But he didn't hit him. That's the thing. On that one play that I'm talking about, he was missing. Yeah,
I'm tearing that hand up.
Yeah, I hate it, but I understand. Like, what's the difference between Steph's hand and when a guy go out there with a slightly sprained ankle? That slightly sprained ankle, and I know it. Oh, I'm at your neck. We put him in every pick and roll, and we going at his neck, dog. We going at his neck.
Yeah, like no issues with it at all. Like he got to deal with it. Everybody's gonna swipe at it. Like, so why not?
So you serious? Like I'm gonna give you another chance because I think you just said it because you was in the moment. In Game 7
in
Houston, you're taking the 22 and under Houston Rockets over Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler in a closeout, a winner take all game. A winner take all game. You going to take that home court advantage into that much account and say it's going to work that much? I'm rocking with Wardell, dog. I'm rocking with Wardell. I'm sorry. I'm rocking with Wardell.
I think Houston figured them out. That's why they won 2 in a row. It's hard.
Let me check the box score for the night real quick. Let me see what the box score was for the night. Real quick, before we get out of here. Let's see what Game 6 box score was hitting for. Here we go. Mint Thompson, 14-7-7. Damn. He had 21, 14, and 6. Fred VanVleet had 29, 8, and 8. God, dog.
VanVleet been killing. And they was on Golden State only in the game because Jimmy Butler shot like 30 damn free throws.
Damn, Buddy Hield can't have a goose egg. Buddy Hield had a goose egg, dog. They had Gary Payton and Buddy Hield combined for 5 points. 37 minutes and 5 points for them in the starting lineup ain't gonna ever cut it. That ain't gonna ever cut it. Like, I think they're gonna be all right, man. I'm going Warriors, dog. I'm going Warriors.
Get a bad team. Let's do another wager.
See, I'm letting y'all know he only doing this because it's on camera. He know if we was on the phone, I could just turn this shit down if I don't like it. But he called me out on camera on my platform. I'm gonna take the bet. What's up?
So we got 2. So we got, what's the first one?
Denver Clippers.
Harden, 20-8.
James Harden, 20-8. Matter of fact, let me write this down.
Let's go. James Harden, 26.
Hey, y'all see? Did y'all just witness what happened just now? Why would you move the goalpost? 20-6.
27.
20-8. We already shook on it virtually. What's the next bet?
No, we can't do 27.
20-8.
I don't like 20-8.
We already shook, dog. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to make it.
Hold on. We can go straight up on Houston and Golden State.
Straight up on the series period?
Yeah, the sheriff on that last game 7.
Oh yeah, I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet easy. A dub?
Yeah, we do a dub.
Say less. Say less.
What's the second one? Harden.
Harden, 20-8. 20 points, 8 assists. Look, one thing Billy gonna do is find out what he done did the last couple games. He had 8 assists last game.
Yeah, 28-8.
Mm-hmm. So I mean,
he 27.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 28. I'm gonna give you 28. You ain't gonna change the bet now that you did your research. You should have did your research before you jumped out the window and made the bet.
28, bro. That's James Harden, bro. One of the coldest point guards, shooting guards we've seen.
One of the coldest point guards and shooting guards we've seen. And I think I've heard you one time tell me, hey man, Harden might be better than D Wade on that.
I'm gonna take Harden over D Wade
on that shooting guard list. But then if we go back to our last conversation, you just told me at the end of the day, ain't it about winning? I'm gonna leave that there, and I'll let you address that next time we come on this bitch.
He ran into the Warriors, bro. He ran into the Warriors.
And guess what, Billy? You ready? In defense for my guy, so did LeBron. So how's that if you just said it?
Because I'm not saying Harden is the greatest player of all time.
Hey man,
I'm not saying Harden is the greatest player of all time.
I don't want to leave here on a bad note, so I want to.
Kobe would have smoked the Warriors. Kobe would have smoked them. That's how I feel.
Kobe didn't smoke the Warriors. They died. He was still in the league when they was running through shit.
Nah,
he was still there.
He
was there. He was there. And just like LeBron ain't LeBron no more.
What's Kobe better than? He ain't Kobe no more.
LeBron old just like Kobe was old. Kobe get a pass when he old, but LeBron don't get a pass when he old. I get it. Hey, Billy, I'm glad you came on tonight. We got a lot of big moves coming up. We 26 days out. This episode 26. We 26 days out from our vacation. Then we like 2 months out from the whole gang linking up in San Antonio. Can't wait to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Any last words before we get out of it?
No last words. I appreciate you, man.
All right, I'm sorry. I could tell your allergies was whipping your ass the whole episode. I appreciate you coming on. Hey, dog, y'all already know what it is. BG, what we talk about, episode 26. We out here. Peace.
From your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?